Let's talk about Zep. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about feeling free. Welcome back, or if you're here for the first time, welcome. Thanks for clicking on my channel. Thanks for clicking on this video. Thanks for hitting the like button and for subscribing. I have been trying to lose weight for a good portion of my life. And this year, I finally, with the help of my provider, started using a medication that would help suppress my appetite, keep me full longer, and as a result, keep me in a caloric deficit that would actually result in weight loss. And it has worked. I started in February of this year at 265.4 pounds. And from February to December, I have actually managed to lose 50 pounds. I did not realize that last week was my actual last weigh-in of 2025 because I weigh in and do my injection days Thursday evenings. So technically my next weigh-in shot day is this coming Thursday, which is the 1st. So that'll be my first weigh-in of 2026. So I am counting my weigh-in last week, 50 pounds exactly down to the dot. And what I wanted to bring you today was a dose by dose weight loss result so far using Tirzepatide. I have been using the prescription medication Zepbound, and that has the active ingredient Tirzepatide. So if you are using Wegovy or Ozempic, your medication has the active ingredient semaglutide. So before we get started, what I loved about seeing this data was the fact that there is a lot of conversation on a higher dose doesn't always equal greater loss. And the data might surprise you today because it definitely surprised me as well. Zepbound has 6 titrations, 2.5, 5 milligrams, 7.5, 10, 12.5, and 15 milligrams, with expected higher doses coming out eventually, possibly, maybe. And so I have 2 more titrations to go. And with my provider's guidance and advice, as I am not a medical professional, all of these medical decisions are being made with my medical team. We have stretched my doses. I did not follow the original titration schedule because we really wanted to make sure we got the most out of each dose. And every titration has only happened because my weight stalled. So let's get started. When I started with 2.5 milligrams, and I was on 2.5 milligrams for 8 weeks. That is 2 months. Again, I started at 265.4 pounds, and over those 8 weeks, I lost 11.4 pounds. That means I lost an average of 1.3 pounds per week, or my monthly average on 2.5 milligrams of Tirzepatide was 5.7 pounds monthly. So over 5 pounds those first 2 months, again, with the introductory dose of Tirzepatide. And yeah, that was a really great start. Definitely gave me a lot of motivation to, keep going with the titrations. I was nervous about titrating up because for some, it does not mean my experience won't be the same for every single person. But for some, titration means, worsened side effects, more side effects. For others, it means no side effect changes, less side effects, and every titration has made me really nervous. But when I have to move up, I'm moving up because I want to keep the weight loss going. So my next dose was 5 milligrams, and I was on 5 milligrams for 12 weeks or 3 months. And over those 3 months on 5 milligrams, I lost 9.6 pounds. That is a weekly average of 0.8 pounds. That's less than a pound per week, or a 3.2 pound monthly average. So when some say that a higher dose doesn't always equal more loss, in this case, that would be true because I lost more on 2.5 than I did on the 5 milligrams. I stalled a lot during the 5 milligrams. So not my favorite dose up to this point. So at that point I was ready and it was time to move up to 7.5 milligrams. And at 7.5 milligrams, I was on that for 12 weeks, also 3 months. And over those 3 months, I lost a total of 14.6 pounds. That means I lost an average weekly of 1.02 pounds a week, or 4.86 pounds a month. So less than 5 pounds a month, but over a pound weekly. That was 7.5. So if you keep in mind with 2.5 and 5 milligrams, 2.5 really killed it for me, didn't it? That is the case for a lot of us. It's the first dose, it's the first time we're getting this medication, and a lot of the weight coming off right off at first is inflammation. So for 10 milligrams, I have been on 10 milligrams for 13 weeks. That means I actually did start the 4th month of 10 milligrams. And over the last 13 weeks, I lost 14.4 pounds. That is a 1.11 pound average weekly, or 4.8 pounds monthly. So which dose reigned supreme? Which one gave me the greatest loss? Which one gave me the highest weekly average? I mean, looking at the data, it seems like 2.5 really outdid itself with a weekly average of 1.3 pounds. 7.5 did technically give me the highest weight loss of 14.6 pounds, but the weekly average was lower. I was on that 4 weeks longer than 2.5. So another fun thing I wanted to share were my measurements. I actually did not start to measure right away when I started in February. I didn't measure until early May. And when I measured, I was already down at that point, I want to say 17 pounds, between 15 and 17 pounds. So consider that when I give you these measurements. I only measured 3 parts of my body. I measured my stomach, and in May, early May, I was 50 inches around my waist, right at my navel or my belly button. I measured my hips, right at the widest part of my hips. I measured in at 60 inches. And the 3rd measurement I took was my chest or the bust area. I measured in at 47 inches. I did just retake my measurements. So in 2025, over the course of 10 months being on a GLP-1, my stomach measured in at 44 inches. That means I lost 6 inches around my stomach area. My hips measured in at 52 inches. That means I lost 8 inches around my hips. That is the largest part of my body. I am pear-shaped, so that's where a lot of my weight sits. And my chest or my bust area, I measured in at 42.5 inches. That means I lost 4.5 inches around my chest. So definitely seeing a lot of positive changes, not only in my weight, but also in my measurements, in my overall mood and mental health. And I just cannot wait for 2026 and what changes that'll bring. I do have 3 goals, 3 clear health goals for 2026. My first goal is to get into Wonderland. My second goal is to finish losing the remaining 50 pounds of my 100 pound goal. My goal weight at the beginning was 165.4 pounds. Some have shared with me, Grace, it's likely you will change your mind and you might actually want to keep losing weight after you attain the goal. I don't know yet. Based on my BMI, a healthy BMI for me, I actually need to go down to 145 pounds. I've never been 145 pounds. So I don't even know what I look like at that point. But me and my medical team will figure that out when the time comes. After I reach Wonderland and I am officially down 100 pounds, I really want to focus on building muscle. I'm really going to go after this goal at the end of February at my 1 year GLP-1 anniversary, after being on the medication for 12 months, I'm gonna get my second DEXA scan. And because I have my first one, I actually get to compare my lean muscle mass, my visceral fat, my bone density, and my body fat. And I hopefully will see downward trends on the body fat and the visceral, and I will see an upward trend on the lean muscle mass. And if I am not, then it will help give me a game plan for how to move forward and, you know, upping my strength training, upping my protein, and making sure that I stay on top of my muscle. I do not want to lose muscle. I know how important it is, and I'm not a spring chicken, so I need all the muscle to stay on me. So thank you so much for being with me in 2025. Thank you for sharing in my weight loss experience, for supporting and encouraging me. You guys are such a beautiful group of people that I am so happy that I have in my life. Thank you guys for being here. Don't forget 2026, let's keep losing. Bye.